bet if you took this thing and covered it in a whole bunch of feathers, make that a wing, it looked pretty much just like an ostrich. I can see where it gets its name, a chicken mimic. Hey, toy and dinosaur fans, so we're ending our week of Jurassic June goodness with another Dino Escape Fierce Force dinosaur. We're looking at the Gallimimus, which I believe means chicken mimic. Initially when Jurassic World came out and Mattel was doing these, I had passed up the Gallimimus, and this is the first time I'm actually getting a Gallimimus in hand that's for me. My kid got one at the Fan Expo recently, and I've never had a Gallimimus in my collection, so this will be the first one and probably the last one I have. It's not like my favorite dinosaur, but he's still pretty cool, and he's got that cool head bob in action. So, let's take a look at him. Alright, so this is the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape Fierce Force Gallimimus. That is quite a bit to say. And this was, of course, a part of the Camp Cretaceous Dino Escape Jurassic World line that was put out, really last year. We get a picture of Darius here with the Dino Escape. We see it's Fierce Force, which means that it's one of the, it's got like an action movement to it, which this one is a bobbing head. And then we see it's the Gallimimus. Now, this is the first Gallimimus that I have. I've come across Gallimimuses before, but never have really got one until now. This is a part of the Netflix series, which is Camp Cretaceous, which if you haven't seen it, it's a really excellent series. If you like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, it's definitely worth checking out. Now with this, we get a little bit of ground. Now, this is an open package, so we've got a little bit of ground for the Gallimimus to run on. And some broken paddock stuff back there, which is really cool. On the back, we see that we have Fierce Force Gallimimus. It just reinstates that there's a action lever on there that makes the head bop up and down. It says head striking action. I thought of it more as kind of like it just eats food and then runs. It seems like there was one Gallimimus, you press a button on the back and it makes the legs move. I feel like that makes a lot more sense for this particular dino, but I digress. I didn't design it. We do have that Jurassic World Facts app up there, which is actually a really fun app if you ever get around to getting it. We got some cross-sell of other dinos in the line, the Sarapelta, Velociraptor, and I believe that might be the Monophonosaurus. It's hard to tell from here, but I do not have this one, but we have reviewed both of these this week. Now, that's the Fierce Force Gallimimus on card. I mean, there's honestly nothing else really to say about the card. We've seen this card before, just now with the Gallimimus. It's not going to really tell us anything else about this one. We got to get this one off and get to playing. And of course, the Gallimimus off a card looks like this. It's posed pretty well. It's got rather large feet, but I think that's kind of to help it stand. It does have some pretty, decent articulation. We've got, of course, it's a little bit of a ball joint. It's more hinged than anything else, but there is kind of a rocking joint here that does rock out just a little bit, but not by much. This one over here is pretty stiff and kind of does a lock in place. This one here is a couple of clicks to lock it into place, but that sits kind of posed leg position right there. We do have some ball hinge joints here for the arms. And this one appears a little stiff. The arms are gummy, which is, not unusual, but this particular hinge up here is very stiff for this arm. You can pull the arms out the side like this, so it can go, "What's up, bro?" You can pull the arms all the way up like this. They do go all the way back if you're trying to make it fly. But, there we go. It's got a pretty good range. It'll rock all the way around, which I like it. I like how they've done, except for that joint. I love how they've done the arms on these dinosaurs. It's really good. We do get a hinge on the tail that allows the tail to kind of rotate, but I mean, it's not going to change much. I mean, that's it rotated. That's it not rotated. It almost looks the same. But then the last bit of articulation is right up here with the neck. And that is a head strike. So we've got this hinge joint up here. And you press the button and bop, 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 bop. And it has a head strike. It feels more like it's trying to eat, in my opinion, but I guess it moves kind of fast for that. All in all, it's a pretty good looking dino. I love the green motif on here. So it's kind of an olive drab green. You've got some tinting of the olive drab up here. So you've got some highlights, almost like scale work on here that brightens it up. You've got some brown on the top, which gives it some stripes. Not bad. You do have some yellowing on the eyes, which is pretty nice. And really good scale work, like sculpted in. Like the tooling on this looks great. Only disappointment on this is that we didn't get any painted claws. No painted claws there, no painted claws there. That's a little disappointing. We do, of course, have the Dino DNA on the bottom, which I plan to scan here in a little bit and get that on my app. And again, if you don't have that app, it's a fun app to have. You really should. If you're really into these dinosaurs and you've got enough to scan, has a lot of really cool facts about it, and also some cool games in there that you can check out, and even some quizzes that you can take to test your dinosaur knowledge. Now, I happen to get this particular dinosaur at Walmart on clearance, and it's kind of going the wayside since Dominion's in, and it's taking the place of all the dinosaurs on the shelf. Camp Cretaceous stuff is kind of going out the door. You can still find them sometimes at some stores on the shelf for its full price. These happen to be on clearance, and there were a couple there when I went. So they're out there. I believe you can even find them on Amazon. So there's not really any great need to send you with a whole bunch of luck to find it. Now, that's all I can say about the Gallimimus. Remember, they're not dolls. In this case, they're action figures. Action figures of prehistoric ostriches. I mean, really, that's what it is. When I'm not recording videos here on YouTube, I'm actually over on a podcast on marvindogmedia.com called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. It's a really cool toy podcast. Be sure to check it out. Also, I need your help getting my YouTube channel to grow. Be sure to subscribe down below with that big red button. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and comment down below. I like chatting with you all.